Dragon Ball fans and Figuarts fans, we have here the Android 17 based on the Super Anime and the classic Android 17. These two are actually KOs, just want to point that out. And why I keep saying KOs, because they actually are from this third-party company called Classy Adventurer. I've never heard of this company until now, but overall, they actually sell this 2-pack, and of course, they are not Figuarts brands. There's no Figuarts stamp or Bandai stamp, but you know, you get the gist of it. And of course, this is their box. It's a really interesting one. It's like a scenery, and just a little font here is really nice. And you get the two profile icons of the two figures. And apparently these are only made 2,000 pieces, so just a heads up. So yeah, let's get this review going. And of course, we're going to start with a close-up of the Android 17 based on the Super Anime look design. And you can see here that the paint is for sure off. You can see here a little bright green, then it gets dark green, which doesn't make no sense. And then you see here that the neck is very tanned, and then it goes to the face and it's a bit more pale. But overall, the rest of the paint is actually really good. There are some little hit and miss where, like, it feels like this paint, if you were to keep poking it, you'll leave a little scab line. Like, for example, I was playing out the articulation here, and I got a little line there, and then I accidentally dropped them, so I got a little line there. But overall, I mean, it's a really nice sculpt for the base design of the Super Anime. And I guess the only thing that's really bugging me is the little shoulder hinges here. I mean, I know they're pretty much copying out the design of this one, but you know, I wish they didn't really include this. I mean, maybe some people might like it. I personally don't. And now another close-up of the pants. You can see here, nice wrinkle effect. And then you turn around, the shoes are really nicely done. You can see that there is actually toe joints. It doesn't really move, so you might need to heat that. As for the rest, I mean, it's a pretty copycat design here. You know, they sculpted the pants more in the bottom, they sculpted the shoes. As for the belt, almost identical, but this one has a belt buckle, and this one has a circle belt buckle. And then, of course, no belt for the holsters. But yeah, almost close. Now, as for the Android 17, based on the Dragon Ball Z anime, you can see here, they really did a good job following the the original design. I mean, I honestly thought this was actually the Figuarts one. It's so well done. The joints feel so good. There's no like loose ends. You can even like rattle it, no problems at all. And the paint is, well, like I mentioned, fairly done well. I mean, you know what's crazy? I think this one actually looks way better in comparison with this one. And I guess I understand, because you know, this is more like a custom style, since you know there's no actual release for this one, and this one's just following this original design for the Figuarts one. And what's funny enough, this actually matches more with the skin color with the face, so you know they're using a different neck joint. I mean, they're using the same neck joint for this one, for this one here. But overall, this is actually a really good job, KO. I'm surprisingly amazed on this. You can see here, the belt's actually movable too. Really great. Now, as for hand accessories for Android 17 Super Anime, you get a lot of hands. You get left and right fisted hands. You get left and right pretty much flash attack hands. And what's interesting enough, you can tell that they easily copy the normal hands on the Android 17 one, because look at this. You have little wrinkles, you have nails. Those are not gloves. Those are freaking hands right there. And as for other set of hands, you get the left and right open grab hand, and these are like object hands as well. Then you get a left trigger hand. You can see here the same design as the other Figuarts Android 17. Then you get two flat hands for attack, and then you get a right and left technique hands or stance hands. And then you get one left and right relaxed palm hands. And the only thing that's really bugging me, it's that fingernail little wrinkle there. You know, it's like, come on, you guys can do better. But yeah, overall, those are the hand accessories you get for this figure. As for the other Android 17, you pretty much get a lot. Now, as for swapping hands on Android 17, all you gotta do is pop out the hand joint, and it's a little bit tough sometimes, so you might need to heat it up. And you can see here why. It seems like their joint that they're using is a bit different from the Figuarts one. It seems like this would give it a little bit more hassle, which I don't like, because, you know, possible cause of breaking them. And this is my hand just trying to grab the other hand joint. And let's see if we can press it in. Snaps to no problem, but it's probably because I heated up both hands. But yeah, just a heads up, guys. If it doesn't want to plug in or pop out, heat it. Now, as for headsculpts for Android 17 2-pack, unfortunately, you only get 1 and 2 headsets, and only this headset is meant for both figures. So it's like pretty much like a costume pack or something, which is really strange. And you know, you would think they'll give you 2 separate heads for both bodies, but I guess not. So anywho, pretty much you get the Figuarts heads, which is the straight down hair, and then you get the windy hair, which is what I'm holding in my hand. And you see here, actually, the face printing is really well done. Not face printing, I mean like the anime look is pretty well done on this one as well. And then you do get 3 face plates. So first of all, you get the angry smirk face, and then you get this face, which is just like a kind of like a neutral face smirk, which is really strange because you get this other head sculpt and they're very identical. The only difference I can see is just the little mouthpiece is a little bit more happier on this one, but overall I think they're the same head sculpt. Now, as for swapping out the face plates, it's really simple. As for the windy hair ones, and it's the same thing as the straight down hair ones, you just have to pull the front piece top here, and then you can see there the little socket joints. Then you pull the face plate, you can see the little 2 socket joints there, you can see 2 socket holes there. You grab the face plate, put it in there, and then you put it on top of here, this the top hair piece, and then you grab the figure. You can see here it's a ball joint and a ball joint neck. And pretty much, if it does give you a little hassle to put in, it might be the hair being blocking the way, which is, you guys can see here, but it's like a little tight neck, so just a heads up. And if it still does give you a hard time, like always, hot water. So as for articulation on this guy, it's great. It's the same as the Android 17. You just do have some little areas that, you know, kind of wish it had more. But overall, great. Alright, now as for Android 17 Super Style, articulation is pretty much the same as the normal Android 17. You can tilt this far left, that far right, that much down, and that much back. And of course you do have a separate neck joint, so you can always swivel it around or tilt it more farther down. As for articulation, of course these shoulder pads will be in the way, so if you try to go farther up, you're pretty much limited to that. And as for raising them up, you're pretty much limited to that. And it's just because, you know, these shoulder pads are kind of like blocking the hinge right here, so you're very limited, and you could try to take them off, but it might leave a little ugly look. Now as for arm swivel, you do have a lot of great range there, and you do have a lot of pull force. You can pull this far back and that far in. Then you do have double jointed elbows, but these double jointed elbows are very strange. Just look at them. They don't want to go all the way in. And I think it's just because the mold here is blocking here the little shoulder hinge. So just a heads up, don't try to push it if you feel like it's already to its max. Even if you heat it, because I tried heating mine, it still didn't want to move. Now as for hand swivel, you can go this far up, that far down. So not a lot of hand area there, but you can rotate with no problems at all. Now as for waist swivel, you barely have any, so you can like try to tilt this far left, tilt that far right. It's barely a move, and it sounds like the paint is, you know, roughing in, so you don't want to damage it. And as for pushing the body a little bit to the left, you can go that far and that far right. So not that much range there. You could try to move the waist, but like I mentioned, you're going to be kind of nervous to destroy that paint. Now as for ab crunch, you can go this far down and this far back, which is, you know, decent range. Now as for leg articulation, you can do the splits, so you can go this far down, you can kick this far up, and you could try to pop the leg a little bit more, so you can go this farther up. Oops, sorry, my thumb is blocking away. Now as for kicking back, you could actually get some good range back there. You can always, you know, twist the swivel to get more. And as for double jointed knees, that's actually good right there. You can go this farther back. And now as for leg swivel, you can tilt this far left and this far right. It kind of gets stuck right there in the pants area. And as for ankle pivot, let's see how it is. You can tilt this far left, tilt this far right. And as for toes, that's the worst part. I had to heat this sucker up so bad, and it still barely tilts. So you can go this farther up and that farther flat. I mean, they added it, which is nice, but I just wish they would give it more range. Now as for accessories on the normal Android 17, you get the crossing nail hands, and it's actually really good. You know, the paint looks good on this one, and the ball joints don't feel sturdy at all. It doesn't feel like it's gonna snap. And then you get the posable scarf, which is pretty much just a windy scarf here compared to the old original scarf. And you hear the paint apps are really good. You got the little shade, and it looks really identical. And then you have, of course, the gun, which is stuck on the holster. Really nice design. Surprisingly, you can actually go like this, and now you have half a gun, which is nice. And then you get the empty gun holster. So you just like have this connected to this figure, and how you place that is pretty much you see here the little socket joint on Android 17, and then you click it, and ta-da. And then, of course, you get the handgun, but this is actually the full handgun. It's a very small handgun. And then you get an extra belt holster. And then, of course, you get your same hands as the other Super Anime 17. You get your two relaxed open palm hands. And see, this looks more natural compared to the other one, where this actually has a reason to have wrinkles and fingernails. You get your left and right flat hands. You get your left and right stance hands. You get your left and right open flash hands. And then you get your left and right open grab object hands. And then, of course, your left trigger hand. Bang. Now on how to swap out the arms. You pretty much just pop out this arm, and then you pop out that arm. And then you just get this, and make sure that the two nubs go in between. It's actually, very loose enough to not feel like you're going to pop it or bend it. And ta-da. Actually looks really good and really cool. I like this. This is a nice design. I wish the other one had this piece. It would have been nice. Now swapping the scarf, you got to make sure you pop out the front joint here and the back joint here. You're going to see here that there's a little square joint, so you loosen that out, and then you pull from here the bottom tip of the scarf, and you're going to see another ball joint there. And once you pop it out, you put in the new scarf, and you make sure you just click in both of those areas. And now you have that windy effect. Now it's the articulation of the Android 17 from the Dragon Ball Z anime. Pretty much the same thing as the original Figuarts one. You can tilt this far left, tilt this far right, like this much down, and like this much back. And of course you do have a neck joint, so you can like swivel all around. And pretty much if you do notice that the scarf's not even in the way, which is really nice. Now it's arm articulation for Android 17. You do, of course, have the shoulder pads are on the way, so you can go this far up, and you can raise them this far high. And you do have arm swivel, but it's actually hidden under the shirt collar. You can go like this far. And of course, you could do like a little forward and back. And as for double jointed elbows, of course, if you do have them, you can go this far back. And like I mentioned, these are KO, so be careful what you push, because it feels like the mold here is in the way of the joint. And of course, hand swivel. You can twist around no problems. Now my only complaint is this little shirt tip here is really in the way of moving the hand joint, so you're kind of limited to go far up and down. Now as for waist area, you can tilt this far left, tilt that far right, look down this much, and look this much back. Surprisingly enough, this one feels more natural to use the waist, because it doesn't feel like the paint is getting damaged or nothing at all. It doesn't even make that little rubbery noise. So this is a really good piece. Now as for leg articulation, you can pop out the leg, kick this far up, and then you can kick this far back. Of course the button's in the way, so swivel it, and then you can go this farther back. And then you have double jointed knees, so you can go this far back. And then as for leg swivel, you can tilt this far left and tilt that far right. And then as for ankle articulation, it's pretty much the same thing as the other one. You can tilt this far left. The shoelaces are kind of in the way, and they're really stiff plastic, so be careful with that. So as for ankle articulation, you go this far left and that far right. As for toe pivot, it really sucks. I honestly am shocked how lame this thing is. There for no reason at this point. Like, I have to force it, so I might break it. Yeah, overall, articulation on this guy is really great. Just little limited areas on the toe is really a bummer, but it's not as bad. And the shoulder pad thinks they need to go. Now you have a skill comparison with the Android 17. You got Scarlet Spider from Marvel Legends, Goku Figuarts, and Dragon Ball Stars Jiren. And you can see here it actually scales really well with even the Dragon Ball Stars line. And here's a skill comparison with Android 17 from Super. So in the end, this line, Classy Adventure, they did a great job on this. I mean, yeah, there's some hiccups with the Super Android 17 from Super. You know, the paint is not matching with the shirt, the skin is not matching with the face, and also just the little paint flaws there. But you know, you get a figure that's already built for Android 17 from Super. And I seen prices for customizers that will charge over 300 to maybe 400 just because they have to get the body of the Android 17. But this is already here. This is already there. You get, like, you know, great font. You get great paint on some areas, and you also get the Figuarts KO 17, which is actually really great. You know, I don't have the original one, but just I've been having Figuarts for some time, and this almost feels like identical to this one. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them below, and I'll do my best to respond back. And like always, thanks for watching and take care.